Hello, my name is Ramon Phipps. I'm a mindfulness educator, and I want to talk about a very basic but common topic in regard to mindfulness today. I work with clients who ask me all the time, how do I get better at mindfulness? How do I get better at mindfulness? I have ADHD. I can't find myself sitting still. I just can't get the breathing techniques right. I hear so many different excuses, and all of them are valid, first and foremost. There's a reason why mindfulness is very difficult for a lot of individuals, and it was hard for me when I first started. When I first got into mindfulness, I was just fortunate enough to have a coach who was a part of an athletic sports team that I was participating in my high school years, who decided to make it a part of our curriculum. And it was an early introduction. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I immediately felt the benefits for what would eventually be something I would be pursuing in the future as a career, as a lifestyle interest, as a personal choice for my own personal development. When I started mindfulness, I experienced many difficulties that everyone experiences. We all have this concept that we want to be able to be that Dalai Lama figure, sitting at the edge of a mountain, cross-legged, in that lotus position, just transcendental and connected with the earth and the universe and everything of the sort. And that's never really been the way I go about teaching people what mindfulness is. If you look at just the basic definition in itself, true mindfulness is about awareness, but not just awareness towards the things around you and everything within, but an observation of that awareness. Oftentimes with mindfulness, we get stuck at the phases of frustration when we are understimulated, or when we are angered, frustrated, or we experience a troubling thought or emotion that's hard for us to deal with. And that's actually the point of mindfulness in itself. We get too carried away with wanting to clear our mind of anything and everything and create this void. And I think that that's problematic in regard to how we choose to participate in this mindful experience. If our intention is to run away, to escape for a period of time, well, there are many things that can help us do that. Drugs, sex, gambling, any of your vices that you could really think of. Heck, you could pick up the phone, scroll on social media, or even call somebody. There are many ways to escape your present understimulation or any trapped ways of thinking that you may find yourself in. I'm bored with life, I'm irritable, I'm discontent, I'm unhappy in my relationship. These things will all come up when you start to participate in mindfulness. The question is, are you actually ready for an experience like that? When you choose to be mindfully aware of what's introspectively going on within you, you're allowing a certain process to take place, a very necessary process, one that you shouldn't try to run away from. You should be willing to enter into this experience where you are going to observe, maybe even manifest things that you do not like. And it could be as basic as boredom and understimulation, or it could be very intense, like looking back at a trauma, or maybe emotional insecurity that you have buried deep down inside because you did not, it would ruin your life if you had to observe that on a regular basis. To be mindful is to observe all of these things, thoughts and emotions, absent judgment. Judgment is the true key here, because judgment is what's going to lead you into your bias, your prejudice, your stresses. These stresses come from us judging how we think and how we feel. If I'm in this position right now, the nice sort of cross-legged position, and I say, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes and something comes up. I'm fearful towards my employment. Maybe I know I'm not doing a good job. I'm worried about my relationship. My girlfriend hasn't texted me in 2 hours. Or I'm here sitting thinking that I'm at a certain age and not where I want to be in life. Then yes, all of these things are things that are already there, but I've only tried to escape or distract myself from. With video games, partying, friends, with even work, with drugs, with so many different things. To be mindful is to be brave. And that bravery will instill a sense of courage within the individual who chooses to partake in this exploration. Just imagine what is created under pressure. Something important, something stronger. The obvious perspective on this would be a diamond, but I want to think about how pressure can actually create a transition of change. Because pressure can either make something or break something. And oftentimes we allow our own thoughts, our own emotions, our own self-imposed stress to break us. But what if we didn't? What if in a controlled environment, such as a mindful experience, be it a 5, 10, 15, 20-minute meditation, or any other mindful exercise, such as mindful eating, or even mindful observation, 5 senses exercise, which you can explore at any point in time on this channel. What if these controlled approaches to exploring anything that you may consider distressful, irritable, even oriented around your general discontents? What if you allowed yourself to do this instead of distracting away from it? I think too often, especially in an individualistic society, we get caught up in this want, this need, this desire, this habit of compartmentalizing the things that ache us, that things that just tug on our psyche, the things that just make us stressed out. And when we compartmentalize it, oftentimes we don't give ourselves the time to actually resolve them or even just decompress from them. Again, distractions could be used as a tool, but not when they're a habit and not when they take you away from the actual stresses of life. Because it's never a stress that we cannot overcome. It's not the stress that ever kills you, it's your response to it. Stress is necessary. It's been necessary from the time that we are hunters and gatherers. It's been necessary all throughout the course of human history. It's made us hypervigilant, it's made us productive, it's made us aware, it separates us from everything else on the food chain. Stress creates our ability to think ahead and look into the past and make our decisions here in the present. That's a good thing. We shouldn't be running away from our stress, but we should give it time and attention at some point in time. To control that is an amazing development of character. It allows you to say that yes, life is stressful, but that's okay because stress does not have to define me. Anxiety does not have to control me. Anger does not have to ruin me. Depression does not have to make me self-destruct. These things in themselves are the conditions of most human beings now in this modern era, so why try to run away from it at this moment in time? Mindfulness encourages us to dive right into it with open arms, with compassion, with a sense of honesty and self-respect. You can put on the face and lie to everyone around you. You can create your manipulative denial traps and lie to yourself over and over and over and over and over again. You can do this, and we have done it for so long, but what if you gave yourself a chance to just take all that crap away for a moment and just look at yourself for exactly for who you are? Is that so bad? I think it's a beautiful experience, and I think it's one that's necessary for anybody who may want to take a next step in their own personal development. What is mindfulness? Again, ask that question to yourself. What is mindfulness for you? Mindfulness for me is, again, open-ended exploration. Whatever comes, comes. It didn't start that way. I was more focused on techniques of mindfulness when I first got into it, such as, the yoga component or even the breathwork component, which I very much love and educate people on at this moment in time. But as I develop my own practice of mindfulness, mindfulness is something now that I enjoy on the way to work when I'm driving, or as I wake up and I see the sunrise, or my cat crawls over my face, or when I eat my food, when I engage in conversation, when I choose just to be present. Whatever it be, a moment, an hour, however long it is, it's the choice to be present and enjoy this one life that we are living. In a deeper sense, mindfulness is about building understanding towards you, the world around you, how you impact the world around you, and how the world around you impacts you. There's a lot of complex things to explore with mindfulness, but it doesn't need to be so complicated, because it is just you and you alone. You're simple for the most part, but we complicate things with all the other dynamics of our lives. So encourage yourself just for a moment to take a moment to yourself. It's okay to be selfish with mindfulness. If there's anything else, then allow it just to be, because that is truly mindfulness. Awareness, absent judgment.